Soil Family.
So guys,
Today,
we're trying to do a little experiment, but it didn't work out, but we're gonna get it right eventually. Say something else.
let's go ahead and talk to YouTube because I don't know.
Yeah, so we're trying to upgrade our streaming experience, and for whatever reason, it's not cooperating with us, but we will work it out. I hope everybody's having an amazing week, amazing weekend. It is Sunday, baby. And we're still trying to get some other things going on with this Facebook. And we're going to have a little chat this morning. How's everybody? This is YouTube. So fam, one of the things we want to talk about today is definitely a subject of conversation. Everybody's been asking about it, so we're going to expand on it a little bit more. It's Cayenne and some of the amazing uses and the way to grow it and use it. So we're going to let my wife talk to y'all a little more about that. You know, when it comes to growing Cayenne, it is an amazingly easy plant to grow. It is, it put out a lot of fruit, and it's one of the most important plants that you can grow. So, say again, if you only could grow one plant, you should grow Cayenne. It'll be beneficial for you and your family. Dropping a seed and by the end of the summer having tons and tons of Cayenne is what you want to do. All you got to do is find well-drained soil, fertile, make sure it's fertile, drop a seed, and you're going to get a plant. Still not perfect. So, jump in here real quick and work the week.
Okay. What's up, Soil Brothers and this still ain't working. Soil Sisters. I can't keep playing with it, so don't worry about it. We just won't have them on. Today is Sunday. I hope y'all are having an amazing Sunday. It's been a busy week, but blessed, so no complaints there. So if you are catching a replay, hashtag replay, and be sure to share this live out. The weather has been weathering, y'all. It's been triple digits everywhere, so we hope that y'all are staying hydrated and checking on your folks. Making sure everybody good and your animals. We lost one of our sweet chickens yesterday to old age. I mean, I ain't gonna say, I guess just, life. She is one of our original chicks, and we've had her now for almost 5 years. And she went on to chicken heaven yesterday, so.
Rest in peace, Henrietta.
Yes, rest in peace to Henrietta.
Henrietta, a lot of people met Henrietta. Henrietta used to go to events with us. She's a really friendly chick. She's lays like really, really well. And so her mannerisms were really good to be having the kids deal with her. But now she's leaving us. So I'm going to respectfully put her to rest
today. Yes. So, as my husband stated, we're going to talk about Cayenne today. I don't know if this is working at all.
Which one?
Facebook. Anyhow, we're going to talk about Cayenne today. So we got a lot of questions about Cayenne. And the plan is to try to respond to a lot of them through video form or somehow. Hey, Kia. Okay. I did drop a video on Facebook, which will come on YouTube next, about Cayenne and some of the different ways we use it. The thing with cayenne is a lot of people are afraid of cayenne because they look at it as spice. It's just hot. And it's too hot and my stomach can't take it. The way I feel about everything, like we all run across things that our stomach can't handle, our body can't handle. Most of the time it's not even the product, it's the process. You know, what has the process done to this food? Because we got to remember, God didn't create anything to hurt us. But then we have all these foods that mess us up. Or all these foods or all these things that we are allergic to or we have these weird reactions to. So I don't blame the product itself, I blame the process. When man come along and they change the formula of it, or they say, oh, let's make it better so that we can provide it to more people. Because we're going to talk about it enough and make people feel like they need this. But we need to be able to supply the demand for it. So I blame the processing thing. So when it comes to cayenne, cayenne is one of those amazing healers that God provided for us. Again, if you are sensitive to it, you may be sensitive to the heat or whatever, or you got it, it's in your mind. What will heal though? Depending on what you're trying to heal. We are all different. Like with me, I was trying to heal myself from high blood pressure and pain. Because I suffered with high blood pressure for over 20 years, 25 years, and I broke my back in 2013, and I suffered with pain and discomfort ever since. So how do I heal myself in these two things? Like, so everybody is different. My husband, his healing was high blood pressure and diabetes. So everybody's journey and testimony look different. We have people healing from cancer, depression, so many things. So what we're going to talk about is how cayenne can heal you in so many different ways. It's natural. I ordered the pain away serum. My knee hurt like crazy. Yeah, the pain away will help with your knee. So, and we have to figure out, I can't see, I don't know the comments on YouTube, I can't see them. We also have to keep in mind, why is this happening? Why am I going through this? Why am I hurting? Or why is my blood pressure high? I saw something very interesting this morning. And I'm gonna try to go back to that video or find it. But this guy was talking about how the salt does not run your blood pressure up. The salt itself. So here we are again talking about the process. If we use God's food and God's products, this is how we heal ourselves. So again, for myself, I suffer with high blood pressure and my doctor kept saying, leave the salt alone. What are you seasoning your food with? You gotta do this, you gotta do that. Leave all the seasonings alone, leave the salt alone. You know, try to season my food with just main basic products. Exercising. I had lost a lot of weight one time. My blood pressure was still high. And they kept adding another pill. Oh, well, let's try you on this along with that and see what that do. Blood pressure was still high. When I decided, let's trust God, get off these meds because I'm sick of swallowing these pills anyway, and they ain't doing nothing. You know, I mean, my blood pressure could have went up more and caused other issues, but I decided, let's trust God and see what I can do with this cayenne and beets. So a lot of people ask, well, how often do you take cayenne pepper? You have to ask yourself, how often do I take my prescription meds? They tell you to take this every day. It's a synthetic. It's hurting our body. How often do we eat? We eat every day. Some of us eat every day, all day. 3 meals, 5 meals, 6 meals. What what are you eating? Because that's your medicine right there. And that's what I had to learn to do, not just for me, but for my husband too. Because not only is my food my medicine, but it's also his medicine. And that was before he was diagnosed with high blood pressure and diabetes.
So we have, I ain't going to slay their name, say, I'm trying to heal from high blood pressure and cholesterol and stomach issues. And set off my anxiety and from the allergies. This looked like the perfect stuff for all of that.
So the good thing is you can grow cayenne, like my husband was saying in the beginning. Cayenne is a plant, it's an herb, and it's considered God's food. So it's very simple. Now you can do cayenne so many different ways. We make a cayenne salve, which is good for muscle rubs. Instead of using like an icy hot or a tiger balm or something, you want to use a cayenne salve because it's natural and it's gonna do the job. The capsaicin is amazing in the cayenne, and it's gonna heal. You can take it in capsule form, which I don't have. I got them all in the back. You can take it in capsule form, which we also make capsules that you can ingest, and you have to figure out. This is the thing where you have to listen to your body and figure out, do I need 1 a day, 2 a day, or 3 a day? Do I want to take all 3 in the morning? Do I want to space it out, morning, noon, and night? Or how do I want to do this? 2 in the morning, 1 at noon. I know somebody told me I take 2 in the morning and 1 at night because when I wake up in the morning, my blood pressure is usually good. So, you have to figure out the balance for you and how much your body needs. You also have to figure out how not how much, but how often your body needs it. Now the cayenne, the capsules are great because they take time and dissolve, and you have to figure out, do I need to eat with this, or can I take it on an empty stomach? Like I can take mine on an empty stomach, but I usually need to eat about an hour or so after I take it. Can I take it at night, or is it gonna give me too much energy and not let me sleep? Some people, they don't have that issue at all. So again, you have to listen. You are your own doctor. You are the best doctor ever. Don't let other people tell you that you don't know what you're talking about or you don't know what you're doing. It's your body. And only you know how it feels and you know what it needs. We just have to learn to listen to our body. So, go ahead.
And get the education. So, we had an amazing testimony that was sent to us. When we say that cayenne can stop a heart attack, we had someone call in and say, somebody sent us a message saying that they had a blood clot. They was losing color in a limb, and they were panicking, and what they did is they put a couple tablespoons of cayenne pepper under their tongue and took off to the hospital.
She said she threw a blood clot.
And she said while on the way to the hospital, she noticed the color started coming back into her arm.
Yeah.
And she started to get the feeling back.
It was warm, and she said by the time she made it to the hospital, the arm was warm again. She said it was discolored and cold. And about 30 minutes later, after taking the cayenne pepper, she just took some powder, put it under her tongue. She said within 30 minutes, she had color and warmth back to the arm. She said they ran all these tests and couldn't see anything or figure out what was going on. But she said she had thrown the clot before, so she knew exactly what was going on. And she said, but the doctors kind of laughed at her like, yeah. She said, I told them I took cayenne pepper. And yeah, I'm still here. And y'all know how dangerous a blood clot can be. But she said they just laughed at her, and by the time she left the hospital, they were saying they would look more into cayenne pepper. Of course, and this is the thing. If you go to your doctor and you tell them, hey, I started taking cayenne pepper, I feel so much better, I this, that, and the third, they gonna probably tell you, you shouldn't take that, you shouldn't take cayenne with your meds because it's gonna mess with you or it's just not good for you. Let me tell y'all how I feel about when they tell you do not take something or use something natural because you should just use your medicine. I think they say that because they know that these herbs work. They know that herbs are real and they heal. But if you heal yourself with herbs, and we say this every week, if you heal yourself with herbs, where they money going?
No, I say, guys,
They want their money.
grow a plant. I mean, it is so important. If you have it around the house just for emergency purposes, it is well worth it. This woman said she lived 30 minutes away from any nearest hospital. So more than likely she wouldn't have made it. If she did, she would have probably been in a bad shape, stroke or whatever. You know, so Cayenne can absolutely save a life. And make sure you still go and get yourself checked out after you have an event. But if you're taking it on a regular basis, that event that you could have never happened. You might not even never knew that you had a problem because the Cayenne warned it off, you know?
Yep. So, a patient cured is a patient lost. Exactly, Brandy. And they not trying to have that. And that's why I'm always saying, like, you got to read between the lines when they telling you, yeah, don't do this. Or they looking at you like you crazy.
How you put that
What you mean? Go over here to your videos. So you definitely want to be careful. Last, well, I don't know. You might have to type it in. There you go. You definitely want to be careful when talking to your doctor, because they will either frighten you or try to shy you away from natural things. I'm not saying don't listen to your doctor. You do what you feel comfortable doing. But I always say do your own research. You know, I'm not a doctor. We can't give you medical advice. We can't have conversations. That's why we do consultations now. So we can sit down and have personal conversations with people one-on-one. But we can't give medical advice. You have to be your own doctor. You have to advocate for yourself. You got to advocate for your loved ones. I was telling my husband yesterday, like, I can remember when my mom and my brother were in the hospital. I was right there. I lived in Savannah, Georgia, and my parents, my mom and my brother both live in Virginia. My brother was in a motorcycle accident. I was there. Before he got out of surgery that same morning, I was at that hospital in Virginia. Still had my uniform and badge on and everything, which most hospitals don't like to see medical family members, but I was there. And everything that was going on, it was like, okay, no, we can't do that again. Nope, we're not doing this. And we're not doing that. Like, they wanted my brother to just lay in the bed. And I said, well, he need to get up and move. I know that his bowels ain't gonna move unless he moves. So I was like, don't worry about it. We gonna get up. And they would ask me things, how'd you get him in the bathroom? I put him in the recliner, I took him to the bathroom. You have to be there to advocate for yourself and for your loved ones. And if I pray that you all have somebody that can advocate for you, because sometimes we need it ourselves. But they be tripping.
So guys, doctors are great for trying to diagnose what's going on. So you should go to your doctor and find out if there's a problem and what's going on.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to addressing that problem, what they tell you could be a suggestion, but it's up to you to educate yourself on whether or not that suggestion is going to be the best way for you to go. You're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to look into other means. They only going to give you one way, and that's going to be synthetics.
And they're going to try to figure out, you know, that here we go with that practicing.
And surgery.
They're going to try to figure out what's the best route to take. Meanwhile, while we try to figure this out, we're going to try this med, and we're going to see. But I need you to document it and let me know every day what's going on. And when you come back in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, bring this with you. So when you bring that with you, they go back to their office or nurse's station and they Google and look up what's going on with you, so they can come back and say, well, I want you to try this and take this for X amount of time and see how you feel. We may have to go up or down or whatever. What are you doing? This is my body. What if I have an allergic reaction? And they'll ask you, are you allergic to? I don't know. I haven't taken everything. How do you know? You don't know until you take it. I told Bobby, I said, remember when my sciatic nerve, I would sneeze and blow my sciatic nerve out and would end up in the hospital, and they would say, I don't know why she's still in pain. We just gave her some Dilaudid. Well, let me give her a little morphine on top of the Dilaudid, and I'm still laying there hurting. Why is she still hurting? Well, the meds ain't working. So that's why I got to the point where I was like, you know what, forget pain meds. Whatever pain I'm going through, now some pain you do need help, but most of the time I'm good. When I would come out of surgery, I've had a couple surgeries, come out of surgery and the first thing they say, you need something for pain? I don't know. Like y'all told me I woke up talking about chicken and waffles. You gonna ask me if I need something for pain? I don't even know if I know I got a bottom half right now. How about let's let some stuff wake up and see if I need anything. No, they'll tell you every 6 hours you need to take this and rotate it with that so you can stay out of pain. How do I know if I'm even in pain if I'm staying doped up all the time? Because that's all it is.
Yeah, because, pain meds, guys, I'm going to say this again, it don't do anything to fix the problem. All it does is go to your brain and activate a pain receptor and block it.
Yeah.
And that way, you still got the same problem, you just don't notice it. So if your brain say it ain't there, your body, you just ain't gonna know it's there. But that don't mean you ain't still having that same problem. Soon as the drug wear off, then that pain comes right back. And then you gotta keep taking it again and again. If you get used to taking that pill, you gonna be addicted to it.
Yeah, your brain gonna be like, wait a minute, where's my food?
The way the body works, if you take something long enough, it builds up an equilibrium. That means it actually feels normal on that drug. And then when you're not on that drug, you feel not normal.
Yeah.
This is how drug addicts are made. People want to say when they see people on pills that they just a bad person, they're a drug addict. But most people don't realize that these people were just innocent people who had a surgery at some point, got on pain meds, and was never told to get off. But by the time they decided to try to get off, they couldn't. So you turn this perfectly fine citizen, mama, daddy, brother, sister, into a drug addict. And why do we not care? Is because the more you need the products we got, the more money we make.
Yeah, and the sad part is, it destroyed families because people, they don't understand. They have no control of this. Mm-hmm. And it destroyed families because people can't, you can't even function. So there are natural things out here that we can do to help ourselves. Mm-hmm. And Cayenne is one. So I see a bunch of questions. Let me go back right quick. So for thyroids, I would try wild yam cream. Wild yam cream can put the thyroids in check. Most of the time your thyroids are thrown off because of diet and life itself, but wild yam cream can help balance off your thyroids and bring them back to life. A good herb for diabetes. Guava leaves are good for diabetes, but you definitely want your diet. So before we can even talk about any herb, we got to talk about what am I feeding myself, because you can use herbs and you still eating bread, for instance. I'm just going to use that, or pasta or rice, just for an example.
And those could be the reasons why
you're diabetic.
Yeah,
so you have to find, not blood pressure, diabetes. So you have to figure out what food is it that's causing the diabetes, what's throwing my body off, so I can eliminate that. Like my husband loved rice. He would call and say, "Hey, fix me a pot of rice" on his way in from the gym, and he would come home and eat a bowl of rice. Well, now if he gonna eat rice, it's gonna be black rice. We stopped just getting white rice and letting him eat white rice. Even with pasta, he loved pasta. We gonna use ancient grains versus enriched or everyday pasta that we used to. All the other pastas that we usually would purchase. Now we gonna get ancient grains because we realize this is what's causing the issue. It's the food. If we change the food, the ingredients in the food, our body will heal itself. So that should help you with diabetes.
And I'm gonna tell you guys, that's not for everybody because some people won't know that they shouldn't eat or drink certain things, and they will continue to do it because they're just gonna take a pill.
Yeah.
And they just refuse to do the work. If that's not your struggle and you actually want to do the work, but you just don't know what work to do, if you listen to us, we tell y'all. You know, we have lived through some things and we have, you know, talked to a lot of people. And the way that you actually remedy some of these things is find the root problem, correct that, and then use your herbs to, you know, to help you out.
Balance. Yeah, like,
you know,
like I was saying, with us with high blood pressure, it was a number of things. The seasonings, because if I heard that these seasonings were good or this seasoning, I would go get it or I would find it and try it. I'm like, oh, I want to try this because I can imagine. I don't know who came out with them lemon pepper and mango pepper and orange pepper. And I was like, what? Can you imagine flavoring some chicken with that? But then I learned, well, you got to look at the ingredients, and you need to look at all the words in the list and learn to decipher what's good and what's bad. So when I learned that, I started saying, okay, let's get rid of the seasonings and make our own.
So needless to say, I crave sugar after I eat. Diabetes is such a cruel illness, and yeah, it is. And I would take and put some of the blame on the world, the industries, because of what they're putting in our foods to make us that way. Believe it or not, guys, these chemicals are not just put there to stabilize the food. Some of these things are put there to cause a reaction to your body that then make you need other things or make you keep coming back. A lot of people think they're not addicted to soda, but they are absolutely addicted to sodas. Something in there on top of the sugars that's making you feel like you need to keep coming back and get more and more. Most people can't sit there and drink a 44-ounce cup of water, but they can drink a 44-ounce or 64-ounce cup of soda
in no time
and still feel thirsty, and that make them want to keep on drinking it. You think that's by mistake? No, all this stuff is orchestrated. These chemicals are put here for a reason. So your body is going to react the way the chemicals make them react. And then after making you addicted to all their products, I got an investment in this drug that my product actually causes. So I'm making money on top of money. And by the time you gone, there's hundreds of thousands of more people that's on it. So they don't care. And it's legal. It's legal for them to do it to us. And we have to be mindful about what we eat and how everything is making our body feel.
Yeah, and they paying attention. Let me tell you how close people pay attention to people, especially social media. One day I put out a video on Facebook about Doritos. It wasn't so much about Doritos. It was more so about making a better choice because I make taco soup or taco salads all the time. And I will put Doritos in our taco salad. Well, I know that the ingredients in the Doritos we need to stay away from. So I was saying, this is what I used to buy for our taco salad. But let me show you the change we made. And the ingredients are 100% better. And we can eat these. We can enjoy these. So I went and I showed this other chip that we started using. in place of the Doritos, making better choices, showed the ingredients and everything. What, a few days later, we get an email from, hey, we would love to send y'all some Doritos and this, that, and the third, and we can partner with y'all and let's talk about what we can do to help each other. And I'm like,
That was a liar.
I was like, what? And then I did another video.
We had a good laugh about that one.
Yeah, I was like, Lord, Doritos. The other day, I don't think I told Bobby that. The other day, I got another email. I did a video on sugar and how sugar, people always fuss about, oh, that's too much sugar. And I talked about how I can control the sugar when I make our products. Well, I talked about sugar in certain products. We got an email saying, hey, let's work together. Together we share tomorrow something I ain't even open it.
Yeah, don't call that name.
We got an email from another company. If you watch that sugar video, you saw that soda I held up and talked about.
Now, guys,
They turned around and reached out to us because now it's like, yeah, let's get them to talk. Let's pay them to talk about. No, that's not what we doing here.
understand, guys, you know, we are content creators, but we actually care about what it is we're doing. It is our business, so we actually are here to also be able to support ourselves doing what we're doing. We spend a lot of time doing what we're doing. So we are looking to make some revenue from it, but understand we're not going to put bad information out to y'all, not knowingly. If somebody hit us up, I don't care how much money, we are pretty modest living people. We live within our means, and we're going to always live within our means. We're not going to allow somebody to come and throw some money at us, and we're going to put the information out there, not to our followers. We'll let somebody else do that. They'll let them get that money.
Yeah, no thank you.
But understand that if we talk about a product, you know, we believe in it, you know, right or wrong, we believe in it. We do our research.
Yeah.
We try to make the best decision possible. And we relate to you all out there so it can help y'all make that decision. We still say do your own research so you can make the best decision for yourself. But if we talking about it, we believe in it, that's something for you to start off with.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, to do your own research. Like the other day I saw people fussing because what Facebook is doing is dropping our old videos on its own. We don't know what video they gonna drop or when. I don't even know what time they dropping videos, but they dropping videos. They went back and got videos from 3 years ago. So one was Skittles, and people were saying, well, why would y'all sell or push these and this, that? I said, it's an old video. You know, we do sell it, we don't push it. But to each his own. This is a free world. You have choice to do what you want and eat and consume what you want. Are we telling you to eat these? No. But do we have them available in our storefront? Yes. Is it the best? Everything in moderation. Some of this fruit and vegetables that people will tell you should only eat is worse than them Skittles. So you got to pick and choose your battle wisely. We just talk about the good things that's going to heal us, such as Cayenne.
If you don't grow your own food, you don't have no idea of what it takes to make a perfect vegetable. Mm-hmm. I mean, not to have no bug bites, and you got to do this by the acres. So the only way I can actually see that being done is by chemicals, because to have no blemishes on none of your foods requires a whole lot of chemicals.
Yeah.
Because bugs are everywhere. And if none of them is, if they allow these bugs to damage their fruit, that fruit is no longer viable for them. And that's them losing tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So when you go and you get this organic fruit, but it's a big, pretty, let's say I ain't gonna say just tomato, because some tomatoes will come out good, but you talking about acres, it's probably not it's probably not plausible. That thing had to be doused with so much chemicals, and now you don't see it. All you see is a big, pretty fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Finding a smaller, R-shaped, not as big, not as pretty looking fruit, is probably your healthiest fruit. But because we are visual people, creatures, we thinking that the prettier it is, the better it is,
yeah.
and that's not the case, guys.
Because
Not
that's how we purchase things. We look at, you check it out all the way around. Even when you buy your meat, you looking and seeing, is this a pretty piece of meat? Does it have enough fat in it? Is it nice and pink? They know that that's what they getting us at. So
some of the most amazing tasting apples look crazy. You know what I mean?
Little spotty
apples. Yeah, but it tastes so good, like so much better. But because they would never sell in the store, everybody want the big, pretty, shiny. Like, who's shining up my apple? Like, well, my apple sparkling in the light.
Yeah, and then we feel like it's
crap.
wrong when things don't look like what we used to. Like when we first started making sodas, I love seeing people's reaction because I wanted to see if they would say it wasn't right, something wasn't right about it. Because you taste like ginger ale, tastes like ginger. You taste that, ginger got that little spice to it. You think you get that spice from this ginger ale in the store, but you don't. And when you taste real ginger ale, it's like, whoa, that's ginger. That's ginger ale. What is that they selling me in the store? It's a whole new ball game. So homemade versus store-bought, they two different things totally. You can control your ingredients. That's what I love about making things. If I put 2 to 3 cups of sugar in a gallon of soda, that ain't what we drinking compared to a half a cup of sugar that we drinking in a 20-ounce soda. It's crazy.
Are we out of magnesium body butter?
I don't think so.
Somebody said they tried to order yesterday, it was sold out.
Oh, so yeah, we spent all day yesterday, and I'm about to spend the rest of the day restocking everything. So magnesium should be back in stock. So let's go back and talk about cayenne pepper. If you could be so kind to share this live out, it could definitely help a lot of people. And hit that thumbs up for us. Is that what you do? Hit the thumbs up and subscribe.
Like if you're on YouTube, follow. If you're on Facebook,
that's what I was thinking.
Share. Hit that bell on YouTube if you wanna be notified every time we release more videos.
Yep, I'm checking cayenne, so go ahead. I'm checking magnesium body butter.
Yeah, so again, guys, with your fruits and vegetables, understand when they spray the chemicals on them, your fruit and vegetable absorbs that spray.
It's just like the body.
Yeah, so it's going to be in there in small doses, but when you have enough of it, you eat enough fruit, you eat enough vegetables, all that stuff actually affects you. So we were listening to somebody talk about silicone dioxide yesterday, and that's what we were telling y'all that's in your seasonings. This stuff is poison, right? It does crazy stuff to your body, but the way to get around it is the fact that it is safe in small doses.
Yeah.
But nobody is using a small dose. Of salt or seasoning is
safe.
A serving.
Yeah.
But who using it?
Yeah, and then how many times are you eating?
A day.
A day.
Mm-hmm.
So you just piling on, and they not really telling you how much a serving size. They just say small quantities. What is that? So this is why I was saying earlier that most of the time when we are sick, it's not because the salt. Say I have high blood pressure. It's not. Well, it is because I was consuming the wrong salt. The salt does not mess with my blood pressure. I use Redmond real salt now, and it does not elevate our blood pressure. We don't drink a cup of Redmond real salt. We take tablespoons or teaspoons and put it in our water, and we consume it that way. So in moderation, but that is also a clean salt that God provided for us. It comes from the earth. They don't add nothing to it. They don't take nothing from it. But a lot of these companies, they add this anti-caking agent, aka silicon dioxide, to our products. And that's what's making us sick. The process, not the product. So, cayenne pepper.
And also, guys, keep in mind that salts and all the minerals in salt are necessary components to life.
Yes.
These are things from the earth. These are things that God put here for us to help our bodies. The problem is when man introduced himself to it and start messing with it. People will sit there and talk about, oh, this got iodine in it. Well, what they'll do is they'll extract the iodine from the salt, and then they'll replace it with some other kind of iodine.
With that synthetic.
And what happens is that iodine that they replace it with, your body don't use it. Mm-hmm. It's not available. It's not bioavailable. So your body won't actually use it. So a lot of times when you take some of these supplements, your body don't know how to break it down, don't know how to use it. It just passes right through you. So you're kind of just wasting your money. If you take a certain supplement, say a magnesium, but then you go to the doctor and you're still low on magnesium, then you know what you've been taking ain't doing nothing. So keep in mind what they giving you versus what your body can use, two different things.
Yeah.
So when you take an all natural product, God made it right. Your body will use it because that's where you come from. You come from the earth, you come from God. He actually put everything here for everything to work in cohesion. When you mess with it, it's no longer in cohesion. So make sure you get the most natural product you could possibly get when it comes to fruits, vegetables, herbs, minerals. They are very, very important.
Yeah, you want God's food. So I did pin our website for Facebook. It's blacktropical.com. It is restocked. I thought I restocked it, but apparently I didn't. So the magnesium body butter is back there. We are stocked with cayenne, blood pressure support, cayenne sal, whatever you need, it should be there for the most part. So let's talk about some of the things cayenne pepper can do. Now, we need not to confuse cayenne with any other pepper. Not chili pepper, not ghost pepper, not habaneros. You want pure cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper. So cayenne pepper has the ability to boost immunity, prevent nasal congestion or clear it up, help with digestion, lower asthma risk, enhance blood circulation, tackle arthritis, prevent cancer, help aid in weight loss, can help relieve a toothache, reduce inflammation, protect your heart, is a pain reliever, can help with allergies, can help clear arteries, and help aid in lowering your cholesterol, can help reduce your blood pressure. I think I talked about everything else. Can help with hemorrhoids, men issues like ED, can help with sore throats, can help heal a wound, and or stop a stroke or heart attack or prolong it anyway for you to get help. Now again, I am not a doctor and I cannot give you medical advice. Our website is blacktropical.com.
Who was Expo?
Facebook, YouTube. So, the way we use cayenne is, this is cayenne pepper. I keep forgetting to get cayenne out this thing. But what we do is we grow our cayenne. When my husband harvests it, we freeze dry it and powder it. Now, when we would take a quarter teaspoon to a teaspoon. If you just starting off, I would take a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And this is the cayenne. We just got it hanging in a drying rack and drying. So we would take this, even with the little green stem, Freeze dried and powdered. This I keep on the spice rack so I can season our food with it when I'm cooking. Because when I cook, I put a little cayenne in it. But you take a quarter teaspoon. If you start off with a quarter teaspoon. Then you can up it to about a teaspoon a day, up to 3 times a day. Quarter teaspoon of cayenne pepper and a little bit of water, and just drink it. You can add lemon juice to it. That is a great detox in the morning, but that is one of the first things we do is take our cayenne in the morning. You can take this in capsule form. If you can't stand the little tingle that this will provide for you, you can take it in capsule form. We have capsules available at Blacktropicalhomestead. You can also make a tincture, which in the video, if you saw the video of me straining and topping off our tincture again, you saw me put cayenne pepper and I don't know how much I put in there. I just put some in the jar and I topped it off with Everclear. You want an alcohol that's 80 proof or higher. And you can use vegetable glycerin, you can use olive oil, grapeseed oil, if you choose. But definitely look into how to make a tincture. And what we do with that tincture after 2 weeks, we take the liquid tincture and we put a teaspoon or so in a big cup of water. And then you walk, as long as you're drinking water, you consuming a little bit of cayenne all day. And that's perfectly fine. So we take it straight, just the powder. We take capsules. We season our food with it. You can make, thank you for sharing. We appreciate you. You can make cayenne tea. We do add it in our blood pressure support tea blend. You can also make, we also make a cayenne salve, which is better than icy hot or tiger balm. You can make a poultice or a pack, a castor oil pack with cayenne. That's good for neuropathy and pain. We also extract the oil from the cayenne and infuse it with our pain away oil to help aid in relief from pain and different things. Yeah, you can put it in smoothies. So it's so many things you can do with cayenne to where you don't have to taste it or eat it straight by itself. But cayenne is that natural healer that when you consume cayenne, and you may say, I don't have high blood pressure, but my knee hurt like the dickens and I need something for my knee or my hip. But I can't take cayenne because I don't have high blood pressure. Well, cayenne is that herb that will, once you take it, it'll say, okay, time to go to work. Where does she need me or where does he need me today? I see your blood pressure is good. Oh, you're a little low on energy, so let's give you a little bit of energy. And you got a little inflammation here, so let's tackle that inflammation. Or you got ulcers. So let's work on getting these ulcers under control because that's not supposed to be there. Or you got acid reflux. And yeah, that's not right. So let's go ahead and handle this so that this acid reflux will be a thing of your past. And you won't even realize it. And all of a sudden one day you'll say, wait a minute, my stomach ain't been bothering me. Or my acid reflux ain't been flaring up. It's the power of cayenne. It will come in and it will handle its business and do what you need it to do. Without you have to say, all right, cayenne, I got a migraine. Now, help me with this migraine. Once you consume it, if you got a headache, it'll go to work.
So if you're new to the channel, hey, follow the channel, subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you here. We share information all the time about ways that you can help yourself more naturally. We talk about the way we grow, the meat that we raise, the way we live, and we love to, share our experiences with others. We are not from this, but we have learned a lot, and we are so amazed by everything we have learned that we come and talk to y'all with enthusiasm. Cayenne pepper is simply amazing, guys. We have 8 racks here with cayenne drying. We also have our freeze dryer
Got
that
the
we
oven.
freeze dry.
You can throw it in the oven and dehydrate it.
And you
dry it
can't
out.
use a dehydrator, guys. With the amount that we actually harvest and use, we have to have multiple ways to do it because we try to grow enough cayenne now and throughout the summer to last us for the rest of the year.
Not just us, but
And
y'all.
we got a lot of products that
Yeah.
we use cayenne in because it's so amazing. And we got to make sure we have plenty for us.
So
for our
Deborah,
health.
Deborah said, I just used some pain away last night. My arm had been bothering me, so I rubbed some on it and it felt better. Rubbed the knee too. Love pain away. We appreciate you.
Hey guys, just remember when you get that pain away, it's really important that you
Shake
shake
it
that
up.
bottle really well.
Yeah.
The instructions are there, but shake it, make sure it's all combined, and get your dropper and put it on you. We have had, people say, not one of the comments last week was, I have been on all kind of medicine and pain meds that was given to me from my doctor, and none of that stuff worked.
Yeah, she
Get
said.
your pain away.
She said that pain away did what the doctor's been trying to do for years, is make me comfortable, stop the pain. She said that pain away. She said, I can't wait to go back to my doctor and tell him you need to throw all your medicine in the trash. I was like, yeah.
And that stuff is
amazing.
natural, guys. It's not going to be tearing up your liver. It's not going to make you addicted to no drugs. Now, I'm already telling you guys, if you're already addicted to drugs, if you're addicted and you don't know you're addicted,
Yeah, the pain away ain't gonna soothe your brain.
you're not going to get a high from a pain away.
Yeah.
So it may feel to you like it ain't working because it don't make you feel as good. Or, an addiction, usually the person that's addicted is in denial. They think that they can stop or not do it whenever they want. But if you've been taking something for so long, your body is used to taking it. And whenever you stop taking it, your body gonna tell you something is wrong, and it's gonna make you feel uncomfortable. So, pain away, do not think it's gonna give you that high that you accustomed to. So it will relieve your pain, and over time fix your pain. It will naturally absorb through your skin, go down to your problem, and reduce inflammation, which generally is your pain problem. Your inflammation is pressing on nerves and causing that pain. So if you can get that inflammation to go down, then that pain relieves.
Yeah.
People being able to walk all of a sudden, minutes after using pain away because their knees been hurting them so bad. We always say if there's a major problem, you should fix it.
Go see about yourself.
Yeah.
Don't sit and say I ain't going to no doctor because they just gonna go see about yourself, because there are things that we can't pinpoint or we can't see or feel.
Bone on bone is something that nothing is gonna fix. You gonna have to go and get it taken care of. I'm gonna say this, guys. You always want to be careful when it comes to a surgery. A surgery can be very necessary, but then a surgery can be about money too. Once they cut on something that got nerves in it, you won't always have those problems. And as you get older, those problems gonna get way worse. That's gonna be the first place that arthritis is gonna set in on. And as you get older, that problem is going to persist. Now, if that's something that you could have fixed because you got a pain in your back, for instance, and it's not like vital, you could have taken the inflammation down, which would have took the pressure off that nerve, which would have stopped giving you that pain. But what they want to do is go in there and cut out a vertebrae and put something in there in place of it. And now you got a prime ground for inflammation and arthritis to sit in and grow.
And that's what happened to me. I ended up with, like they tell me now, oh, you have degenerative disc disease because I'm always complaining how my back hurt and whatever. So they came with this, oh, you have degenerative disc disease, which basically came from your injury when you broke your back. Then they went in and did surgery because I had this broken spine. but they wanted to put in spacers, and I was like, no, because won't you have to go in and maintain these spacers every so many years? Well, yeah, sometime, whatever. And I was like, no. So I didn't get any hardware put in, but I was left with sciatic and nerve damage on my right side forever that bothered me for years until I decided, wait a minute, let's look deep into what I can do to help myself. If I can rid myself of this pain and discomfort, I might be on to something. And that's what we worked at, trying to figure this out. And we tried it on ourselves, and then we started passing it around to friends to see how they feel about it. And when they would, we would see some weird stuff going on with our friends, it was like, oh yeah, that worked.
Yeah. When my aunts got it and they took it to church and they just dropped it on everybody.
That was their holy water in church. They were every Sunday. I need 4 more bottles. Yeah. I need 3 bottles. I was like, goodness, what are y'all doing with the pain away? They said, we taking it to church and dropping it on everybody.
And see, what this guy's pain away will last you a long time.
Well,
but one thing that you gonna do, once you actually get that amazing pain relief, you're going to be like, this can't be right.
Hold up, you got to try it.
You got to try this.
Yeah.
And you going to keep on getting people to try it because you're so amazed by it, then that's how you kind of go through your bottle a little bit. But
and you're gonna think of somebody, oh, such and such just had their knee replaced.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Let me go take it to them and try it.
it.
But the good thing, and I always let people know that you can use pain away anywhere. It's safe for kids. It's all natural. The only place, 2 things I would not use it on: my eyes and an open wound. And the only reason why is because we do put Cayenne in there. And of course, Cayenne can burn the eyes, and it's gonna burn an open wound. Other than that, if you had surgery, my best friend broke her toe a few months ago. When I say she broke her toe, she broke her toe, like really good. When she texted me, we was in Sam's Club, and she was like, I just broke my toe in half. And I was like, what is she talking about? She was like, I'm fine, I'm just laying on the bathroom floor waiting on the paramedics. And I was like, you broke your toe in half? So when I got the picture, I was like, wait a minute, why is there blood in this picture with a broken toe? So she broke her toe. But what she did was they only put her in a boot after they put pins in to give the toe time to mend back together, and sent her home. So what did she use for pain? Pain away oil. She was at SoilFamily Expo the next weekend and walking around and traveling and doing stuff. She would sit and elevate that foot, but she would rub pain away on her foot around that big toe. The only place she wouldn't put it was at the surgical site, but around that foot. And I would always ask her, how you feel? How your toe feeling? She said, I'm feeling great. No pain, no discomfort. Like, she said, the only thing that's uncomfortable is I got these crazy pins sticking out my toe. Good to go. So,
we
can use it anywhere.
We love the pain away. One thing that's so great about it is that how fast it works. When events, people have arthritis in their hands and stuff. We love dropping it there and allowing them to rub it in, and then watching, as now they start having the mobility in their hands again, and they can close it and open it further than what they're always in. The pain is gone.
Yeah.
So actually taking and reducing the inflammation in the joints, so the pain is and you can live a quality of life, which is so important. Are you existing or are you living? And if you in bad shape, you just existing.
Yeah, because you're miserable.
Yeah, you can't live like you want to. You can't enjoy yourself when you're constantly in pain or you're unable to do. So trying to have the best quality of life is so important, and the way to do it is concentrating on what you're putting in your body it is so important. You know, having the knowledge is vital. Most people just don't know what they can do. Some people know, or they don't want to know. They ain't gonna do nothing about it anyway. If they can't fix it by just popping the pill in their mouth, they're not gonna do anything else.
People don't want to put in the work.
So we're talking to the people who need information on how to better operate for themselves. And most people don't know it. And once they know it, they go ahead and do.
Yeah.
So when you know better, you do better, right? So that's the concept that most people, well, some people have when it comes to what's going on with them. When you are told that you got to take these pills, then you got to stop taking salt, and that's it, and that's supposed to work for you. No, that's not going to work for you.
Deeper than that.
Yeah, you're going to have to look into the foods that's causing you to have these problems.
And one thing they never talk about is wheat. Never. It's always salt and sugar. Be careful with starch. What about the wheat itself?
Mm-hmm.
Never. I see kids like suffering with eczema and asthma and all these issues. But what they eat, they get up in the morning, they might want to throw some Lego My Egos in the toaster or in the air fryer, or some whatever, French toast sticks or cereal. That's what they gonna eat for breakfast. And then for lunch, what they gonna eat? Probably some chicken nuggets. Chicken nugget and French fries. My little girl used to always, Mommy, I can have some chicken nugget and French fries? I'm like, yep. Then for dinner, what they gonna eat? Probably a sandwich or something, you know, that contain wheat again. And then it's like, oh my God, your eczema is terrible. Why is your asthma? Why are these kids ADHD? Or why is this? Why are you so hyper? Sit your butt down. I say that to Booty all the time. It's the diet. Get them off that ultra processed, modern, enriched wheat, and get them an ancient grain. Try ancient grains, period, for about 30 days and see what their health do. Just watch the whole family and see what all y'all health do. Take 1 month and say, I'm gonna make a conscious decision to go in the store and look at the ingredients and make better choices and see what is this gonna do for our health.
You know what, guys? What's so sad is when you actually know the information like we do, or you done looked into it, and then you think about how normal it is for people to eat this crap, you know. And we were no different, you know, not too long ago.
Yeah.
But it is so normal for people just to go in the store and buy a whole bunch of junk. You couldn't imagine. Think about going into the store during the pandemic. Like all these little packaged meals. This is what they've been feeding their kids every day because there wasn't no school. Like all this stuff just loaded with all this sodium and the sodium, that non-caking agent and all that stuff that's loaded into these trays of food because you can't cook for them.
And we had
just
time.
want to warm it up. You want to put it in the microwave.
We had time during the pandemic. I used to tell my mom all the time, I said, this pandemic was God setting us down to give us time to live, to learn how to live. Be one with your family. Where did we end up at? We were locked down at home with our family. So we had to get used to being around each other, which most of us wasn't because the kids at school, I'm at work, then when we come home, it's time for dinner, homework, dinner, and bed. Go to bed. Set us down so that we could learn to be together and take the time for each other. Most of us wasn't working because even our jobs had shut down. Meaning we had time to be home and teach our kids how to clean, how to cook, hygiene, manners, all this stuff. But no, we took that time and we kept buying crap so that I can lay in the bed and watch Netflix all day. Y'all children, go ahead, eat some noodles. Me and my husband was in here learning how to TikTok and cooking up some stuff. We had Miss West with us. She was 107. I mean, we were sitting at the table making hand pies and we were having a ball. Well, most people were trying to figure out how am I need a break. I gotta get out this house. I can't stand it. I don't like being here. Why are they doing this to us? We were just like, hey. I said, let me learn how to garden. Bobby was learning everything, how to keep bees, and we were doing a whole lot of stuff because it was like, no, he wasn't learning how to keep bees because that was before we even started social media. We were just in here having fun, enjoying life, learning how to grow dragon fruit and different things. But that was a time where we should have been learning. We had time to sit down.
We don't have the time. The world has put us in a position where we got to constantly work and do so we can actually survive. Well, what you can do is start looking at the Joneses and thinking you know what they got going on and live within your means.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't trying to buy the car that everybody want or like. You trying to have a car. You know, if that's not within your means to go ahead and buy this big fancy car, don't buy it.
Don't do it.
You know, just have a reliable source of transportation. You don't have to have, the certain bags or the rims or the new Jordans. You don't need that stuff.
Yeah.
That stuff is a luxury to the people who actually have it that way. You shouldn't stress yourself out, stress your mind out, your body out by putting all these unneeded pressures on yourself. And you can live, like two people can live fine on a little above minimum wage.
Yeah,
you just have to be able to do what's necessary and only buy the stuff that you need.
Yeah, every now and then you treat yourself. But,
Yeah,
we want to treat ourselves. Every time I get paid, I work for this money. I'm going, turn up. Look, treat yourself every now and then, but learn to live. And that's part of your health. Because you stressed out because, child, such and such just got a brand new truck. The other day I saw a Tahoe. I was like, that's a pretty one right there. Look, Bobby I don't know if he turned his head, just cocked his ass to the side, but I ain't paying no $1,500 a month just because I like the way it looked. I love the way the car we got ride. We good.
I made that mistake one time, guys. I bought a Mercedes. And when I tell you, I put a cover on that thing and set it out there, and I didn't even drive it. Like, because
he love that car though.
It wasn't nothing. It wasn't for me,
No.
I had a Cadillac. I'd rather drive my little Cadillac.
It wasn't for him, and like Bobby, a big dude. It was a nice car. But Bobby, a big dude.
I don't care about that kind of stuff, though. My mindset is just, normal. I'm not a naturally just competitive and want to compete with everybody and everything I see. I'm just naturally not that way. I don't care. I kind of go my own way. People either like me because of that or they just kind of go away. And I'm fine with that. That's just my personality. And so, but some people got to be impressing other people and competing with other people. And that stuff is so hard on your body and your mind.
And the thing is,
it's stressful.
Are you impressing anybody? Or are they saying, they ain't paying you no mind and you just think they are? Is it in your head? And then it's like, dang, that ain't catch their ass, so let me step it up a notch. Just impress you. Impress God. Mm-hmm. That's who we need to impress. Impress God.
I remember, thinking one time, I used to drive, I don't know what it was. It was a Kia or something like that. It was a little tiny car. I was way too big for it. And, people, at work, they got these nice cars and all that. And I bet it was like, man, Blackie ain't got nothing. I'm sitting there like, man, you live in an apartment. I got a house. I'm like,
That's what's important.
To me, having that house where the value is constantly going up and you having that car that dropped value as soon as you drove it off the lot, and you can't even get a house because you trying to pay for this car.
Exactly.
Didn't make sense to me. Now, to each his own. If that's your thing, if that drives you, because I done seen people with $1,500 car with $50,000 worth of stuff in it, parked in the project. For whatever reason, that
it make sense.
Yeah, that's what they want. You know, my thing is, if you get in an accident, your insurance company will give you $1,500, but you got a $65,000 car there. You know, I don't know. To each his own, but it don't make sense to me, and I don't feel the necessary to put unneeded stress on me. When things go bad, it's bad enough. I don't need to worry about losing something or not being able to do some things. So, you know, I try to keep it all in perspective, and as I get older, I appreciate my way of thinking even more. But, you know, it helps. Your mind is absolutely, your mentality is absolutely a part of your health. If you can't keep your mind right, keep your mind in check, your health won't be either.
Yeah, yep. So,
your body follows your mind. Your mind say something, and then your body goes along with it. That's why when they give you them pain meds and they block your pain receptor and say, there's no more pain there, there's no more pain. But that's not true, you know what I mean? So when you get stressed up there and your mind go crazy, your body gonna go crazy along with it, releasing all kind of cortisols. Your body will not function correctly. You will not be able to gain muscle. You will gain a whole lot of fat, and that all comes from your cortisol levels rising, and that comes from stressing yourself out, having unneeded stress on yourself. So, you know, just be careful on what you do and why you do, because it all matters.
Yep. So, all right, y'all. If you have placed an order this weekend, they will go out tomorrow. We'll start pushing out orders tomorrow. Bobby has been working on honey. Make sure you are on our email list at blacktropical.com if you are looking for things such as honey, soursop trees. We'll send out an email blast when we update the site again, which should be one day next week for soursop and honey, maybe. I ain't sure about honey.
Right.
Bobby been playing in honey anyhow.
Yeah,
so
I got a lot of it over there. So we'll it's gonna take me a little bit of time to get everything bottled up and all that stuff.
Yeah, so we're working at it. But make sure you're on the email list.
Yeah, so we will notify the people that's on the email list first that we have the honey. So if you're not on the email list and you're interested, go put yourself on the email list. It's at blacktropical.com.
Yeah, it'll pop up at the top once you go on the site.
And make sure that it's actually coming to you and not through your spam.
Well, it may be going to spam. That's the thing. A lot of people will go to spam. Just check your spam, respond, say thank you or something, so that it'll come out of spam. But a lot of your emails.
Well, tell it that it's not
say,
spam.
Yeah. Soursop trees. All soursop trees have been shipped as of the other day. But again, next week we will have more for y'all if you want to purchase soursop. We don't have a waiting list because that's just more work. But we'll send out an email blast, and like you said, y'all will be the first. People that send the email will be the first, and that's one big problem. We have over, I think we right at 12,000 people on our email list, so we sell out before we can even announce it to the public. Because of the email list. So get on that email list and be paying attention, and we'll have things back in stock again next week, such as honey, and honey sell fast, y'all. Cause they be, but I'm gonna tell on y'all. I ain't gonna say no names, but they buy honey 10 bottles at a time. So honey sell out fast. Sometimes when I go to the post office, they be like, "What's in this box?" Don't worry about it. Worry about yourself. Don't worry about that box. Just go ahead. But honey sell fast. The soursop trees do too.
And that's the thing. When you buy honey from us, you know you're getting honey.
Yeah.
You're not getting sugar water. You're not getting a high fructose syrup. none of that stuff. You're getting natural honey, and most people,
They
depending
want
on where you're from, you can't find it, you can't get it, and you don't even trust the source when you do get it. So it's out there. You will have to find a beekeeper. You will have to find one of the little mom and pop stores that get their honey from a beekeeper. But then it's probably best to know who the beekeeper is, you know, so you can actually know where the honey came from and that it's real.
Yeah, don't be playing with my honey.
Yeah, and guys, you know, honey will last you forever. Like it's good forever. And this honey is amazing tasting. Like it is so good. And I keep telling myself, like, you got to go and get rid of it, because I'm like, man, I want to keep all of this. But I ain't no way I can use it. There's nothing I can do with it all. So we definitely put it out there. I'm going to say, those of you who want soursop seeds, I do have a few. I'm going to put some conditions on it, because I want the people who actually really wanted to get it. Let me see. Pain Away, Wild Yam, and Blood Pressure Support. Or just two?
I think just two.
Two? So which ones?
Well, Cayenne, since you talked about it. Or, I don't know.
So blood pressure support and Pain Away. If you order those two and you say you want soursop seeds, I will drop 2 to 3 seeds in your package. You have to let us know that you do want it.
Yeah, there's a
and
note
I will
spot.
do it only until they run out.
Yeah, there's a spot for a note. If you have to put in there that you want soursop seeds. We have, I don't know how many we got, but we'll drop a few in your order.
Yeah,
So,
that is true, Patty. They want to press because they never had nothing and they ain't took materialistic stuff.
yeah.
So trying to compare yourself to what others are doing, you low-key clowning.
Well,
you know, some type of way because you don't have it. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have their own reasons for doing it, and I realize there's different personalities out there. My personality is not everybody's, and I never try to hold anybody to how I look at things. You know, you're either a good person or you're not. And what make you not is if you out here hurting people. You out here doing stuff blatantly just to harm and hurt others. If you have a different way of living and it is not affecting nobody in a negative way, I have no problem with you, as long as you're a good person. You know, so I am able to, you know, take you as you are. Some people relate more to me, and I relate more to just because of the way they think and the way they move. And some people, you know, I relate less to, but I don't dislike any less. You know, I just understand that, hey, you know, yeah, you over here and you good. You good for this and you good for that, you know, but, you know, we're not the same. I understand that, and that's perfectly fine. But, you know, that's how people need to be. You got to understand that we all are not the same, and there's no reason nobody should be thinking and behaving just like you. You know, and that's for the good and the bad. When you realize that just because you want to do something to hurt somebody, that don't mean somebody won't do something to hurt you. So you got to keep that in mind. And if somebody moves a certain way, it's not because they don't like you or they're trying to hurt you. That's just who they are, and that's the way they move. You have to, you know, we all sit here and try to go after each other for minute things, the differences in. If, you know, you see somebody of color, no matter what color, Hispanic, Black, Chinese, Asian, white, and you automatically assign bad to them. And how can that be true? You know, in my mind, like, why would I think because of your race that you are naturally just a bad person? Am I the same as everybody in my race? Absolutely not.
Nobody.
So how can they be? You know, that is so simple-minded and stupid to me. You know, because somebody decide to vote one way or the other, does that make them a bad person? No, what they're doing is seeing things different than what you do. Why? Because they probably grew up different than you, they have experienced things different than you, and they process things different than you. Does that make them bad? No. But all these little things, we look at it and we try to make demonize a person for. Why? Why we can't just accept the world is what it is? Everybody is different, and it should be. Like what? How? I mean, what kind of world would it be if everybody was exactly the same? You know. So you know, a community where we all embrace what brings us together is what we want. We want the community. If you are a good person, you like growing, maybe you like all natural stuff, you like the mindset, we all are together. We don't find the little things that drives us apart. Okay, you may be a Republican or Democrat. I do not care. You know, maybe your religion is different than mine. If those things are different, that is not what we focus on. We focus on what brings us together and not what tears us apart. Because you can find something to tear you apart from everybody. You know, because of who you are, you may be able to tolerate X, Y, and Z, but you can't tolerate A, B, and C. Okay, well, you know, you just go closer to the X, Y, and Z. That's all you do. You know, you don't sit there and try to make bad out of all this stuff. So, you know, just keep your mind straight, keep your body straight, and life can be so much better. Your outlook in life will be so much better. And because of those chemicals, you want to get that wild yam so you can get your hormones in check.
You all done?
I done went off on my little tangent.
Yeah. So
I do that every now and then.
Again, orders will be processed in the day and start shipping out tomorrow if you place orders. We appreciate you. If you have placed an order, and you can only leave reviews if you are a purchasing customer, definitely go and leave us a review and let us know how you feel about our products. That does help us and other people make sure that you are satisfied, because we want to make sure you are taken care of. That's why we do this. We do have consultations now on our website, gardening. If you want to talk about how you can grow your own groceries, Bobby can help you with that.
And that's a beginner course, guys. You know, if you're already deep into growing and you know exactly what you got going on, then, you know, you don't need me. You know, you just have to figure out what you need to do better. If you are just getting started and you want some information on how to best, you know, get started, you know, where, how, all that stuff there, you know, come talk to me. You know, if you want to talk about getting a homestead started, you know, I got a little bit of experience in that. You know, so we live in the subdivision, so we 1 acre. We are not acres. So therefore, you know, what I talk about is more what I know. And that's growing in this kind of space. Yeah. If you got acres and you trying to make acres of garden, you don't want to talk to me.
So, all right, y'all. We're going to get out of here. What's wrong? You had something else to say?
No.
Oh.
Because you looked at me.
I was just making sure you was finished. Oh, okay. So, y'all, have an amazing day. Thank you for all the sharing.
Oh, yeah, guys, double tap the screen and give us some reaction. We appreciate you on YouTube side.
Yes.
If you double tap the screen, it should give us a reaction, and it helps us out. Yeah.
Y'all have a blessed day.
Till next time, guys.
Don't let nobody steal your joy. Okay.